Like most other kids, Steve Matre had always wanted to become a professional athlete. And like most other kids, he played sports all throughout school. But unlike the rest of us, Steve kept at it, even after a potentially career-ending injury and surgery. And then one day, that telephone call came. The one where the scout said to him the 5 words he'd been waiting a lifetime to hear. You're now a professional athlete. Steve had been drafted by the LA Dodgers. Steve Matre.
Mhm.
Hi.
Hi.
Every
Yeah.
kid, how you doing? Every 8-year-old kid I've ever met has wanted to become a professional athlete. But eventually reality steps in and you get a job at an investment bank or something that you thought you might do when you were told what you probably should do. But you have pursued your goal to become a professional baseball player. And I'm wondering if you can tell me, what's it been like? What made you believe that this was what you wanted to do in life?
Well, like you said, every kid, ever since they were started playing, for me, it was probably when I was 4 or 5 years old. Um, I always had my brothers and my sister playing sports, and I was at every game of theirs, and I would always be on the sidelines, just tossing with my dad or going out and throwing the ball and chasing it myself. But yeah, it's always just been a strong passion of mine. I played every sport you can think of from here until now. But now, just looking back, baseball has probably just been the most important thing in my life other than family and friends. But when I found out that I was going to have surgery a little while ago, it just kind of took a toll on me. And I just looked back and I remembered that this is what I've always wanted to do with my life. And I just remember what my pitching coach had told me, that every day you come in, look to be better 1% each and every day. And that's just what I did. And, it's really tough after you have surgery. I would look back every morning. I looked at the sling that I was in and the cast, and I was like, man, how am I gonna get through this? But then I just remember what he told me, and here I am today. And when I got the call and said that you're now a professional athlete, it was just a dream come true. And those are the words I've been wanting to hear my whole life.
Well, let me
And
let me back up one second. So, about a year ago, correct me if I'm wrong. About a year ago, you had an injury on your pitching arm, not a leg, not your left arm, but your pitching arm, the very arm that was going to get you to the major leagues one day, hopefully.
yes,
What was that? Basically, a doctor saying to you, "Really, this is kind of the end of your career."
he didn't necessarily say it's the end of your career. I mean, it's major surgery, but back in the day, maybe it would have been the end of some people's career. But nowadays, the surgery only takes 45 minutes. Rather, back then it took a couple hours. But they've technology and the doctors, they've gotten so far advanced on this surgery. It's happened so many times. And the doctor I had performing the surgery on me, Dr. Kremchek, he performs these, maybe 5 times a day. So he really knows what he's doing. But he said, if you just keep following the rehab and you stick with it and you keep following your dream, you'll come back, maybe even stronger than ever.
Were there any times that you actually doubted yourself, or did you always believe this would happen?
For about the first week before I had surgery, I kind of doubted myself, thinking that, look, maybe this just isn't meant to be. But once I got in there and I got the surgery done, and I heard the doctor say that a lot of people come back stronger from this, I I really believed in myself, and I had a pretty good feeling that I could come back and do it all over again.
And you mentioned that you had a coach whose advice kept with you every single day, that he told you, what did he say to you that kept you believing every day?
He told me to every day we wake up and you come out 1% better every day. So every day you come in, do something that you did differently the day before, just so you come out better.
And that's what got you through.
That's it. It really helped me out. That's probably one quote that really helped me get through everything.
And so about a month ago, you got a telephone call. You started to talk about it before. You got a telephone call, a completely unexpected one. And as I understand it, you had been, you were watching the Major League draft on the internet or something, and you turned it off. You stopped watching because you thought your chances were slim to none. Is that right?
Yeah, that day that the draft happened, it was the last day of the draft, and I just turned it on before I was going to my practice that day. And I just wanted to see if there were any guys that I had played with in the past or present that had gotten drafted. And then it was probably about 10 minutes before I had to go to practice, and I told myself, you know what, it hasn't happened right now. I haven't played baseball in over a year, so it's probably not going to happen for me right now. And then as I'm on my way to practice, my phone just starts vibrating like crazy. And as soon as I open my phone when I park my car, I had 5 messages that said congratulations. And I was like, really, for what? And and then about 10 minutes later, I actually get the real phone call from the Dodgers scout, and he says, Steve Matre, you are now a professional athlete. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers scout. How are you? And
Oh my God, amazing.
I really didn't even know what to tell him. I mean, it was just a dream come true.
What actually did you say? Because I think, I mean, as a girl or a human, anybody who's been following their dreams, I think I would have had a little cry.
I mean, I was sitting in the dugout at practice when he called me, and I really had to walk away from the dugout and just stand by myself.
Wow.
And all the first thing I said was just, wow.
Awesome.
That's really all I had to say. And then he just kept talking to me, and I just kept thinking about everything I'd been through, and I really didn't even know what to say. It was just so unreal, and not many people get to say they got a phone call saying you're a professional athlete now. So it was pretty amazing.
Well, what advice would you have for anybody who's watching this, who's, thinking maybe I should follow my dream too, and maybe they've waited or maybe they've not, but maybe they're ready to do it. What advice would you give to somebody watching thinking, now's my time?
I just say never give up and never let anybody else tell you that you can't do anything, because anything's possible if you put your mind to it.
All right, Steve. Well, case in point, you. That's absolutely true. And thank you so much for your time and for your story. And best of luck in LA if you do end up going out there.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye, Steve.
All right. Bye.